Shalom. Giving all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rachahakodash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations, as always, to the elect. And I just wanted to do a quick video, looking at a few videos, and just pretty much in my time in this truth period, there's always been points where you had particular individuals who, were in Great Millstone, were kicked out or either left. And what happens is they form alliances, and they act as if it's being formed under the guise of teaching the truth. All right, but at the forefront of their ministry is hidden offense. All right, and it pokes itself out here and there, under the guise of open rebuke videos, side shots, mocking what brothers teach. But, ultimately the Holy Spirit sees these individuals and they're operating in offense. They're hurt. They're not fully over what happened and they haven't moved on. So what they do is they watch the videos of the former camp that they were in, or watch the video of someone who they don't like, and they form these little groups where they're just sending each other, clips, all right, of Great Millstone. And then these are the same individuals that'll go out and give double honors, but, at any opportunity, they'll show you how they really feel, and it'll come out. All right, and we've seen it many times. There's no need to call these guys by name. You see it. But, for you younger men, I've done a video like this before. You younger men who are maybe out teaching, doing the work, there are going to be individuals who are going to pull up on you, get your information, all right, and, try to, link you in with them. And you'll get with them, and maybe they were in Great Millstone, maybe they didn't get in, or maybe they had a gripe or whatever. And what they'll do is feed you these half truths, half stories. Now maybe when they were in Great Millstone, they were offended, maybe some of the offense was justified, all right, but I guarantee you a guy is not kicked out of Great Millstone and no longer affiliated with us for no reason. All right, these individuals were not perfect brothers, and they just got kicked out for being the greatest nigga in the world. Okay, they were great niggas. That's why they're no longer with us. Or it may have just been a disagreement between men. Things happen. Not everybody, all right, who's beamed up on the chariot has to be a member of Great Millstone. You can be of the elect and not be a member of Great Millstone, which is something these guys will, throw out there when they're separated, that we are man pleasers, and, we teach if you're not GMS, you're not of the elect. It's the same madness, calling us rod suckers and man pleasers. But, just a day ago, it was double honors, and, I love those brothers. But again, they hide their offense under the guise of we're doing the work. We're on the highways and byways. And my guy, do a lesson on what a byway and a hedge is. Okay? Because again, what they'll do is nitpick and look for anything that they can, bring out. But overall, I'm doing this lesson, all right, as a warning to you guys. Don't get yourselves involved in a butthurt, all right, offense gang. Because a lot of these guys, they're childish. They don't know how to let go of issues. They don't know how to maneuver and operate. They don't apply Yahweh Shai. And what they do is gather you to an offense tour, and all of you just get together and talk about how you was offended and what I saw when I was in GMS, which Great Millstone is in no way perfect. All right, you have, all right, situations that happen amongst any church. When you read about the Church of Yahweh Shai, which was continued through the Apostle Paul, all right, and, the disciples, all right, letters that were written, identify grievances. It brought up situations. But overall, we are to handle things as men. Okay, and there's a lot of wickedness the individuals that are at the forefront of these movements are involved in, but they have a history of being able to, throw rocks, link with scoffers, and then when you call them out, I didn't do no wrong. This is these guys' MO. All right, and the chief guy involved in a lot of this is the ex-head of Great Millstone, the Bay Area camp in California. The ex-guy, the ex-head of that camp. He has a history of pulling up on guys and adding them to his clique, and then next thing you know, the guy, because we know guys that were amongst it, and the guy all of a sudden finds himself in a group of offense. All right, and he's in the middle of it. And he's like, well, I don't know too much of about this or that, and they're hearing these half truths. They're hearing stories about how horrible it was in Great Millstone and how wicked we are. How they don't agree with this, they don't agree with that. But again, these guys will still go out and give double honors and act like nothing's wrong. They don't care. They're over it. But I'm gonna get this real quick, okay? And in the book of 2 Peter, the 2nd chapter, in the 10th verse, man. All right, and a message to you guys, even just as a brother who's been in this truth, you guys just should move on, okay, and stop. Because you're not over it. You're hurt. You're mad. You're offended, and operating in offense under the guise of I'm doing the work. Okay, you could be held accountable for that. Okay. This is not me speaking as your enemy. This is just me speaking to you, period, because it's not a good look. And I know you guys. I know the offense. You don't think I've ever felt offense? You don't think we've felt offense? You don't think we've, not agreed with certain decisions and things? We've all been through that. You see? But the key is to apply Yahweh Shai. And sometimes you'll learn that maybe the Lord was dealing with me for this to get out of me. Maybe the Lord was dealing with anything you go through in this truth. You got to make sure you're looking for the lesson the Lord has given you. And it doesn't always come in one day. Sometimes you have to keep laboring and you'll be justified, rectified, or the Lord will give you understanding of what he wanted you to go through that for. Okay? It says, but chiefly them, 2 Peter 2:10, that walk after the flesh and the lust of uncleanliness. And there's a lot of you who were operating amongst us out of order. Okay, some of you were cool brothers who may have got caught up in something or got offended by something a elder did or a brother did, and you just turned your back. You got fed up with the maybe giving your house up for the brothers to be the camp house, and you got fed up and you walked off. All right, and you started your own thing. Okay, but see, what happens is you may link with individuals who were also kicked out or left, and then y'all get amongst each other and y'all start talking all kind of shit, and then you got these young guys wet behind the ears, don't know what the hell is going on, and they hear what you're saying, and then they feel justified. I'm gonna go do an open rebuke video. These niggas ain't right. How is that GMS can get on everybody, but nobody can get on GMS? Anytime somebody get on GMS and correct them, it's a problem. But all they do is talk about Nate, your honor. Okay? All they do is get on people, but we can't get on them. You want to be the guy to get on us and so say make us look bad because you're offended. Okay, and what does the scripture say about offense? Let's get this real quick in the book of Proverbs, the 18th chapter. Okay? I've been around for, and you guys ain't fooling anybody with this pseudo fake brotherhood shit. Okay? And the Lord is going to break all of that madness up because you're not coming correct. Okay? This is why a lot of this stuff is happening. And you guys who are leaders and elders amongst these guys, you should be telling them to be quiet and focus on doing the work. But that's the spirit you all come in, so they're picking up on that, and now it's open rebuke on GMS for little minuscule things that you're sitting around watching. Okay, and then y'all send these videos to each other, and I'm gonna do a video on it, man. And then the leader's getting his ego stroked. Hey, do it. These guys are going off. I already know what you guys are doing. Okay? Proverbs 18. Proverbs 18 and 17. He that is first in his own cause seemeth just. Anybody can make themselves seem righteous. Okay? Especially when you're hearing a guy who's hurt or mad or offended. He's going to always present the story to you of why he was kicked out or why he's no longer in Great Millstone. All right, or any camp. All right? He's going to present it in a way that gears towards his argument or gears towards his hurt. Okay, you got to watch a guy. Even certain brothers who may have, left other camps, when they come amongst us, all right, we don't get into the ins and outs. I'm not sitting here asking you, well, what was it like? Now, certain things may come out, but if you come up, man, I left this camp because this, look, man, I don't want to hear all of that. Now, eventually we will get to talking, but right now, this is what we on. Learn. Get the right doctrine. Build yourself up. Get over the offense you had from your other camp. Okay, you're mad. Okay, well now you left. What's next? Is the kingdom. You have individuals who leave camps and their only videos or their only purpose is to make the camp that they left look bad. You got guys who left IUIC. The only videos they do, okay, and only time they pop up is to make IUIC look bad. To make GMS look bad. Okay, you're mad. Okay, maybe you're justified in being mad. Who knows? But the kingdom of heaven is at the forefront of why you preach this word, not your offense and your butthurtness. And then it'll eventually come out. When the guy tries to do a video, these dudes be doing 2-3 hour videos just to get to one point. And in the video, they're never accountable. It was just everybody else. He that is first in his own cause seemeth just, but his neighbor cometh and searcheth him out. So anyone could bring their own cause forward and seem right. That's just what men do. Okay? And again, some of these guys may have seen something they did, maybe they were justified in leaving. Maybe they were justified in being angry. Who knows? Things happen between men. No camp is perfect. Things happen, okay? But again, you guys really operating in the fence, trying to hide it under the guise of doing the work, and all you do is pot shot, slide talk shit. Right after you say double honors, you go and disrespect and operate out of order. So just stop giving double honors. Okay? Some of you guys give double honors to one apostle. Some of you guys give double honors to the guy who got kicked out or left. And you don't know half of the shit that these people did when they were with us. There's a reason they ain't with us. See? And a lot of you guys better be glad that brothers ain't really sat down and brought out all of the madness that you did. Because a lot of you are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, man. Crackheads in the spirit. Bug the hell out. Weird. And hopefully you worked on those demons and you're not with these other brothers. But again, the same madness continues with you guys, man. And we see you. Okay, it's not too much focus put on it because we've moved on. We don't care. However, there's times where these things need to be addressed because you have individuals out and they'll pull up on you. They'll come to where you are. They'll follow you around. They'll get your email and you'll link with them and you won't even know that you're being targeted to partake in a butthurt gathering. And then you'll start hearing all of these things, and then you'll have a skewed representation of who we really are. Okay? Now you doing a 2-hour video and you don't even know who the hell we are. You don't know nothing. You're new. You ain't been. A lot of you guys ain't been around like that. A lot of you guys don't know who we are. Some of you may have been amongst us, and but at the end of the day, the lot causeth contention to cease and parted between the mighty. A brother offended is harder to be won than a strong city, and their contentions are like a bars of castle. NLT, an offended friend is harder to win back than a fortified city. Arguments separate friends like a gate locked with bars. Okay? Now, so that happens. Okay? Now, what I was reading here in a book of 2 Peter 2, it says, but chiefly them that walk after the flesh and the lust of uncleanliness and despise government, presumptuous are they, self-willed. They are not afraid to speak evil of dignities. And that's the leadership that the Heavenly Father sent, the elect, those who were chosen from the foundation of earth. Those men are here on earth. Okay? And you men operate wickedly, man. Okay? You benefit for you start your videos off with double honors, and but inside of you have all of these gripes, issues, and you don't really agree. You don't like the apostles' brothers, and you may like one, or you may hate the other. One may have rebuked you when you were in, and you got it out for him. It's childish at the end of the day, man. Okay? Let me jump down. But these as natural brute beasts, made to be taken and destroyed, speak evil of things that they understand not, and shall utterly perish in their own corruption, and shall receive the reward of unrighteousness, as they count it pleasure to ride in daytime. Here it is. We're supposed to teach the same thing. We may not agree on, we may have aught amongst one another, but here it is. The enemy's coming. You got all of these weirdos and agents popping up with different doctrines, and all you could do is gripe about where brothers in Great Millstone teach. You're not on the highway. I'm a warrior. Okay, brother, good. You on the high. You in a place where a lot of people are good, man. Sorry, where I teach doesn't meet your expectation. Sorry, the brothers may teach in parks and things like that. All right, we're sorry, bro. Maybe the Lord, when the Lord comes back, he'll just destroy us and deliver you because you were where a lot of people were. I don't know, man. Good job, bro. Okay, it's really not that big of a deal. It's really your offense coming out. Okay? You had one brother in GMS say, going out 5 days a week or 7 days a week is bugged out. And you guys hear it and you want to do a video about it. You going off, man. Just go out 5 to 7 days a week if that's what you do. There's nothing wrong with that. Our apostles and elders been through that. They used to go out every day of the week except one. But they seen how it burnt men out. Now, are you necessarily wicked if you do? No. But if you see, basically you're listening to the video to hear something you don't like, and then you're going to go and make a big deal of it, and now it has to be an open rebuke. That shit fake, man. It's gay. It's not manly. Okay? I don't give a damn what you say. Okay? And again, if we say just don't speak, just go your way, bro. Just do what you do. Have at it, man. But you can't, because ultimately it's your offense that you're operating under the guise of I gotta make it right. These guys ain't right. Then when we really examine what you're mad about, it really comes out to be a bunch of nothing. And shall receive the reward of unrighteousness, as they count it pleasure to riot in the daytime. Rioting, these little gatherings, just rioting. Spots they are, blemishes, sporting themselves with their own deceivings while they feast with you. Operating out of order, lording over brothers, trying to destroy brothers' spirits, man. So you get kicked out. Self-willed, proud, unruly. Okay, walking at camp looking like goddamn James Evans. Like, what's wrong with this brother? The whole time you feeling some type of way and you don't leave. Well, just leave. I wanted to leave for 3 years. Nigga, why didn't you leave? That would have made it easier on all of us. But you stayed your crazy ass around, and then eventually a situation happens where you put hands on a brother. Now why didn't you just leave? And then these guys get support from amongst these guys, and I'm gonna nurse your wound, brother. Nah, fuck them, man. They niggas deserve to get hit. You guys are weirdos, man. Sheesh. Last video I'm doing on this situation, but again, you guys are operating in the fence, because this is the point I really wanted to bring out. Verse 8 18, when they speak great swelling words of vanity, me, I'm the guy, I do this, I do that, I do all these videos, I'm in the highways and about, I do this, I do that. It's a bunch of psychobabble and self-glorification at the end of the day, all under the guise that, I'm on fire. Okay, God, good job, bro. Okay? They allure through the lust of the flesh. Okay? These guys are legends in their own mind, when it's really all about doing the work. At the end of the day, no matter what, we just hoping to be of the elect, man. Who cares who's first in command, second in command? That shouldn't even matter to you at this point in the game. Okay? Through much wantonness, those who were clean escape, all right, from them who live in error. Okay? They brag about themselves with empty, foolish boasting, would appeal to twisted sexual desires. Oh boy, that sounds like Alazar. They lure back into sin those who have barely escaped the lifestyle of deception. So you get these young guys who learn a few scriptures, put on a garment, think they on fire, following a ex-member of GMS, and they're like, well, fuck GMS, I'm gonna follow him. He's right. I'm with you. Fuck them niggas, man. Don't know what the hell you talking about. Haven't even established a true relationship with Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Just because you know a few precepts, you haven't sucked it. A lot of you guys skip the milk aspect of being a man of the Lord. You skip over the milk, you learn a few breakdowns, and then you barely escape the lifestyle of deception and sin, because you just now leaving the world. There's a process you got to go through of refinement. Just because you out on the highways and the byways don't mean you're fit for the kingdom yet. You still got to go through things. You still got to learn things. Okay? You still got to go through tests. A lot of you guys just didn't pass the test that you went through. And not being in GMS doesn't mean you didn't pass it, but your reaction and the way you're acting is proof you didn't pass the test. All right? While they promise them liberty, come with us so you can be free from camps, free from GMS, free from this. Right? They promise them liberty. They promise freedom, but they themselves are slaves to sin and corruption. So really you're a slave to your emotions. Really you're a slave to the offense, the offense that you had, and you're not over it. And you're operating in a ministry, in a so-called brotherhood that's rooted in that shit, and you think the Lord is with you. For you are a slave to what controls you. Okay, 2 Peter 2:19, King James. While they promised them liberty, they gathered all of these guys, you liberty in us, man. You don't be in bondage to them niggas, them ass kids, them rod-sucking, niggas at GMS. So this is how you felt the whole time, that we're just a bunch of man-pleasing, rod-sucking losers. But you start the video off giving double honors. You hear something one of the apostles say, you get mad and offended and start immediately disrespecting them. While they promise them liberty, they themselves are servants of corruption, for of whom a man is overcome, the same is brought in bondage. Okay? So you're in bondage to your emotion. You're in bondage to offense. And you haven't got over it. You haven't left it in the hands of the Lord. You want to take things in your own hand by any chance you get, making GMS look bad, whether it be by something they said you didn't like, or whether it be by this brother's teaching where there's crickets. Ain't nobody around you stupid niggas. I'm on the highways, nigga. Y'all scared. Brothers been out on the highways, bro, for years, way before you even came in. Brothers have been all over. If you see a brother maybe preaching in a place where it may not seem like there's a lot of people, okay. You laugh at it. Okay, we'll see. But when it's all said and done, it's going to be about who's sincere in spirit and who was truly led by the Spirit to edify. Not, how it looked. Not how many people you taught in front of. Okay, good job, cute. You get an award, Negro of the Year. I deserve the donation because I'm on the highways and the byways and they ain't. And then you take the money and get a goddamn hairline implant. Unfreaking believable. For if they have escaped the pollutions of the world through the knowledge of Yahweh Shai, they are again entangled therein and overcome. The latter is worse than the beginning, because now you proclaim Yahweh Bashim Shai, but you're operating like a nigga in the world. And you're not gonna, none of us, I'm not gonna be able to point the finger at y'all. Y'all not gonna be able to point the finger at us. When Yahweh Shai returns, and before then, we're all gonna be held accountable for what we did. We're all gonna be brought before the judgment seat. Now, let's get one more and I'll close this out and move on. Because I saw the video Require Kwam did this morning. And I'm just listening to it like this dude, you know, no scriptures. One scripture in 2 hours is nasty work. 1 to 2, maybe 3. James 4:1. What is the quarrels and fights among you? Don't they come from the evil desires within you? You want what you don't have, so you scheme and kill to get it. Some of you just want to be the top guy. Some of you just want GMS to look bad because you felt offended by something that may have happened. Who knows? You're jealous of what others have, but you can't get it, so you fight and wage war to take it away from them. Yet you don't have what you want because you don't ask the Lord for it. And even when you ask, you don't get it because your motives are all wrong. You only want what will give you pleasure. You want your side of the story to stick. You want to be right. You want to be this super Hebrew. You want to be this. You want to be that. When you're not truly praying into the Lord in sincerity and truth, you're praying that your will be done. Your story and your narrative wins, or whatever the hell it is. That's a worldly mentality. You adulterers and adulteresses, don't you realize that friendship with the world makes you an enemy of God? Okay? And don't think just because you have a garment on and you saying shalom and calling on the names that you're not in the world. A lot of you are mentally, spiritually in the world. But my advice to you guys is to stop with the fake BS double honors. Just stop giving double honors. And also, all of these little groups y'all got where y'all sending all these videos, the heads of it need to make sure that, look, man, we ain't here for that. Okay? The bottom line is the preaching of Yahweh Bashim Shai. Okay? And the bottom line is, a lot of you guys don't know what the hell went on with some of these guys who were in GMS. You hearing these half stories, okay? And it's best that you don't get involved in that. Okay? You come amongst the ex-member and he start opening his mouth what he's mad about, and he don't, you know, when he was in GMS, it was like, I was in hell. I was in bondage. Okay? They didn't let me do this. They didn't let me do that, man. The head of this camp, they don't check one another. They the worst niggas ever. Yeah, okay, you got to withdraw yourself from that, man. Because we've seen a lot of guys get amongst you guys, and eventually they no longer amongst you guys. Why? Because a lot of them, the spirit got them away from you. Some, you know, at the end of the day, man, be careful through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Shai that you're not joining yourself to an offense group, butthurt group. Okay? And overall, you do just move on with your ministry. All right, and we'll see at the end of the day who was right, who was wrong, or maybe we'll all just be on the chariot. Who knows? That'll be good. But you better stop with that bullshit. I say that, man. Hey, shalom.